Okay, so we're continuing on chapter 7 of a big Java early objects. So this section is talking about two-dimensional array, not too far from C++ that you had before. We want to create two-dimensional array. Remember, just like a one-dimensional array, you cannot mix them up. So in this case, I have the name of the countries and I have the medals that they are receiving. So what I'm going to do is we are creating a two-dimensional array for this section. Remember, if I don't want to do parallel arrays, one for this, one for this, we could create an object and put these things as instance variables. And then we could use array of objects. But let's practice on the two-dimensional array, and then we can move on with that one. So we're going to define a final for countries as 8. So we have 8 countries, and we have 3 medals. So we're going to create, just we were doing it before, we're going to use the word new. And this time we're going to have 2 parameters in there for the rows and columns. So 8 rows, 3 columns. Or we could initialize it, and you can see that I have 2 braces over here, the outer one and the inner one. So each one for the inner one is just 1 row. And then we have the one outer one that's going to come in. So we can initialize so it's going to go in there and it's going to count it. So I have 3 here for my columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to put 8 for rows and 3 for columns automatically. So how do we access it? So you should know that by now. So we have a row and column. So we're going to put the row first and the column second. So if I say 3, 1, I'm going to go to index 3 for the row and 1 for the column. Remember, just like the other one, we're starting with 0. So 3, 1 is going to be this one right here. If I want to go through the whole thing, then I'm going to need 2 loops, 1 to go for the rows and 1 goes to the column. So that's the general way of accessing our 2D arrays, to go rows and columns. So if I want to go with the neighboring one, of course, going to the left, going to the left or right, going up and down. So if I'm going left and right, my column is going to change. And if I go up and down, my row is going to change. So if I want to just access the whole row, I just like a one-dimensional array, I just go through my columns. So my row is going to be fixed. I just go change my columns. So this is the row and then the columns. If I just want to go through my column, so the opposite of the other one, my column stays the same, and I'm going to change my rows. And that's it. That's all I have for the two-dimensional array. And I'm going to stop right here.